สวัสดีค่ะ and welcome to Morning Thailand. I'm วรรณสอนเครือหงส์
And I'm Thanannapat Noivien. Good morning, and you're watching Morning News Edition starting 6 to 7 every day here from studio of MCOT World. And today is Thursday, July the 4th. It's also the U.S. National Day as well, Kun Wanasan. Starting with the first headline here is if you look into the front pages of a certain newspaper this morning, actually Khao Sot and also Daily News have a picture of an ancient ship wreckage. Authorities in Kanchanaburi province yesterday have successfully pulled up a shipwreckage, an ancient shipwreckage from under the Quare River in Mueang district of Kanchanaburi province. If you got the picture here on the front page, you can see it's quite huge. It's quite big actually, and it was under the Quare River for like 100 years maybe.
Wow. And Quare River, of course, if any of you seen the old movie about World War, you will always get to see the bridge over the River Quare.
And this operation started from the accident that happened where a female tourist dropped her wallet at the pier of the temple. This temple, the Chai Chumpon Temple in Mueang district of Kanchanaburi province. So where a lot of tourists usually flock there to feed the fishes and also to enjoy the beautiful view of the Quare River. So this female tourist was asking for help after dropping her wallet into the river. But instead of finding the wallet, divers found a massive object, which they believe...
So it is a good thing that she actually dropped that wallet.
Right. Believed to be a shipwreckage. So they brought a crane to pull it up. However, they failed in their previous attempts. So someone decided to light the candles, the incense stick, and pray.
Right, because in Thai culture, we believe that there's spirits that guarding the ancient.
It's kind of like asking for permission.
Exactly.
If they want to pull this shipwreckage up, and the ship came up easily. Can you believe that?
See? Never say.
So it was
don't
estimated. it was estimated that this shipwreckage is around 80 to 100 years old, made of gold teak, which is valuable.
Right.
And with the steam engine installed.
Steam engine. So this is definitely one of those artifacts.
And a lot of people came to see this ship. They said the word number inscribed on the ship body, 17 BS000 inscribed on it, which they believe it should be the ship's registered number.
Which now going to turn out to be a lot of numbers too. Because a lot of people are going to end up buying those numbers, I'm pretty sure.
So now the shipwreckage was brought to the Chai Chumpon Temple in Mueang district of Kanchanaburi. So if anyone was around and want to see this ancient shipwreckage,
you can go visit or go see the numbers for yourself and for your lotto. Now another interesting news, and of course if you have been in Thailand long enough, you know that we have panda bears that
the very famous who actually got their own television channel.
Exactly. I was watching that for quite some time when it first went out. I mean, it's quite entertaining to watch panda do different things.
But not for a long time.
No, after Lin Ping, which is the name of the panda bear that's conceived here in Thailand, with the father Chuang Chuang and the mother is Lin Hui. Exactly. So after she grew up a little, she got big, and you know how the teddy bear is kind of look cute when they're little. So I stopped watching her. However, this is really sad, and I will feel really empty a little because she's leaving. Because she's at the age where she will have a mate already.
Is she leaving for good?
No, I think she's gonna go and find her partner in China, of course, because that's where all the good selections are.
It's not the right time.
Exactly. Now, of course, at this point, they say that there's a team of veterinarians that are looking into helping Lin Ping get ready for China by... This is quite interesting. They say that they have to make sure that Lin Ping will get to stay in a cage for at least 8 hours. Now they're practicing her right now. They're putting her in a cage for like 2 hours just to see, so she would adjust. Don't forget, Lin Ping has her own territory in Chiang Mai Zoo
with air conditioned.
Exactly.
Installed.
So she can walk around, and to go to China, they have to be able to transport her, so she has to stay in a cage. Therefore, they're practicing her, putting her in a cage at this time about 2 hours at a time, but they aims to be able to have her there for at least 8 hours. Now, they also have her try to eat the bamboo leaves from China. I'm not sure if there's a difference, but apparently probably is, so she would adjust to the
imported food.
Exactly. Well, by the time she gets to China, it's not going to be imported. It's going to be local. Therefore, she also have to learn Chinese and English. Now, this is interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to train a panda bear to actually understand Chinese and English, because I would, like, even me, to train me to understand Chinese, that would be a hard time. But, for Lin Ping, apparently she's going to be not bilingual, but trilingual, because she knows Thai already.
So that means these days she get accustomed to Thai language and also northern dialects of Thailand.
Exactly, that's what they say. So not only just a Thai language, but northern dialect, because don't forget we have like 3 different dialects altogether, 4.
See, that's why they call Panda the ambassador of China.
Yeah, but at this point she's going to have to learn English and Chinese. So that's a lot for one panda bear to handle, I would say. Now they say that they will actually have a kind of goodbye party for Lin Ping soon enough, and they say that she's going to be in China for a year. However, her parents will remain in Chiang Mai, of course, and then she's going to come back to Thailand with her mate. Well, I can't say husband, but obviously they're not going to get married, but with her mate, and then her parents will have to return to China. So we're going to lose Chuang Chuang and Lin Hui, but we will get Lin Ping and her partner instead, and hopefully they will have more babies for us to go crazy over. So there you go. Our famous panda, and yeah, she has to learn a lot of things.
Right.
Which is,
I got some interesting facts about panda. When the female panda bear gets pregnant,
right?
We cannot actually be sure that it was real pregnant or fake pregnant.
She can fake
until
pregnancy?
Only a few hours before they will deliver the baby.
Well, that's going to be tough, because you got to prepare all the time. I wonder why. That is just strange, isn't it?
It's the condition.
Well, moving on to another condition, which is, well, we'll call it outbreak at this point. There has been a lot of talk of the outbreaks, and this is mainly on dengue. We reported on that already. However, there's also another outbreak that seems to be circling around, especially in the small children, is the hand, foot, mouth. No, hand, mouth, foot. There you go. Yes, hand, foot, mouth, sorry. Hand, foot, mouth disease. Now, this particular outbreaks, there has been reported, and the Public Health Ministry has coming out and warned about this already, saying that this is during a rainy season, is a good time, or is a prime time for all these diseases that already needs some humidity to be able to kind of grow even faster. So at this point, there has been a talk of this outbreak, and they say that they are trying to put a control over it. However, small children who obviously would not be able to take care of themselves that much, or you need to be able to detect these particular symptoms, it seems to be at risk at this point. They say that for dengue fever, there's 5,000 patients each week that has been increased. So that's quite serious. And the hand, foot, mouth, right now they're looking at 16,112 patients already, and mostly they are children under the age of 5. So those are really small children. Now they say that in school at this point, Public Health Ministry are asking school to take care and clean all the equipments, as well as all the playgrounds area. So, any place, any swing, so on and so forth, they have to clean it, and as well as try to make sure that there's no still water around that would create a good place for all the mosquitoes to lay eggs. They say that these are the symptoms you should look for in case your children might have it, is if it's the fever over 38 degrees, there's no cough, you have to take your children into the hospital right away, because that could be the early sign of dengue as well as the hand, foot, mouth. However, those people that do not have fever but could not eat and looks a little bit depressed, that could be another sign as well, due to the fact that they cannot swallow because has been some swallowing inside. They say that at this point you have to really look into it, because even adult, there has been a report in Chiang Rai where Kun Ton Supawan, age 61, is passed away from having the dengue disease. So it is serious, and it is an outbreak that they has come out and warned already. So be very, very careful and look after your children. Now, moving on to another case of a children. I mean, we reported this Kun Phai about the abused child, the infant, the 2-month-old baby that was abused by her stepfather. Now, at this point, obviously, the stepfather has been arrested, Kun Sanya Jannu, age 30. The police said that there were 2 charges against him. One is for having wives.
Oh.
Yes, for having under 15 years old.
Underage.
Exactly. For minors, for having a minors as a wife, obviously. And the second one is for attempted murder.
Oh, of
yeah,
the child.
so exactly. So they are giving him attempted murder charge for this particular case, which is good. Because it has to be in a serious, not just the abuse. Now they say that luckily at this point it seems that this particular infant is getting better. She could eat now, because before they say that she could not swallow anything. There was nothing in her system at all. She would not take anything. At this point, it seems like her stomach's starting to slowly digest the food that they injected in for her. However, they're still saying that is a good sign, but there's no guarantee whether or not she will come back fully recovered, or she might just be in a vegetation stage.
Oh,
which is going to be
brain dead.
Exactly, because at this point, obviously, her brain was swallowed as well.
Because if you remember, her stepfather threw a lot of powder into her mouth
Yeah.
just to stop her from yelling and crying. She's
And
just
alcohol.
2 months old, come on.
Yeah, and he poured alcohol down her throat. There was a lot of bad abuse as well. So hopefully, let's hope for a miracle for this case.
Right. So wrapping up this section with a flash flood which has been reported in the south of Thailand yesterday in Phang Nga province. It seems that there were flash floods in certain districts following several days of rainfall, especially in Takua Pa district. Flood had ravaged up to 20 houses in Tan Thong Tai community. The flood level has been reported at about 60 centimeters high, not just 1 meter yet. So it's not that high if you can see.
Right.
But in some areas, the flood is really serious. Authorities have rescued one female woman, aged 40, who got trapped in her home amid the severe floods around her house. So locals there has been ordered to move their belongings to higher grounds to prepare for the possible flash floods, and also local authority has brought necessary items for people in affected areas. The weather agency has warned about the heavy downpours until this Friday or still over the weekend in the western part of southern Thailand. So be careful if you're going to the down south this weekend or in the week ahead.
Yeah, because at this point they have warned over, trying to go diving or any sort of water-related activities, because
Right.
due to the fact that heavy rainfalls, the threat of flash floods, as well as strong current. Maybe not a great time. However, of course, be very careful if you would like to go. And like we said last week, there has been a report of closing down of the national parks, 46 national parks as well for, that has waterfalls. So be careful of that as well, because Mother Nature sometimes is unpredictable. Now, with that, we're going to go for another short break. But of course, we have more updates on the scandalous monk. I have one more, and this is gonna throw you off the roof. It sure did for me.
Every day it seems.
Exactly. So please stay tuned.